Welcome to my new and very much updated Rogue home gym. All right, we're just gonna take you guys entirely through pretty much every piece of equipment because I love every single piece of this. So we're just gonna get right in this corner. We're gonna work our way around. In this corner, just have the Rogue safety bar. It hides over here because it's very tall and my ceilings aren't tall enough for it to be anywhere else. So like to have specialty bars. That's gonna be the best part of this video is when we make it all the way over there where all the other bars are. That's what I'm talking about. Climbing rope. This is actually, I use this for sled pulls for the most part. Could also loop it over the pull-up bar and do some pull-ups. And then we've got dumbbell and dumbbell storage. It really bothered me. I got 5-pound increments up to 50s, or up to 40s, sorry. And then 10 pounds after that. But when we were setting it up and I realized it didn't fill up the whole space, that was a little frustrating. So I need to add some more dumbbells to finish this up. We've got just a classic Rogue flat bench here. Slide it out of the way. Yeti chalk bucket, because why not? Why not? 150-pound D-ball. If you guys know the story, at West Coast Classic, I missed my first CrossFit Games because I could not use a D-ball. I ordered one the next day. We're now friends, we get along. They still suck, but we get along. Next up is just a pretty basic set of kettlebells. We got, what, the 20, 26, 35, 44, or sorry, 53, not 40s, 70s. Those get the job done. I want to add the 200-pound kettlebells, very bad. So maybe when we do this next time, let's hope for those. Right here we've got change plates, 2.5s, 5s. I always love the 10-pound white plates. I think these look good when you're lifting, and the better things look, the more you lift. Up here we have, so funny story, Corinne's unboxing these two attachments right here. It's a Landmine attachment or a cable machine attachment. And she looks at me and she says, "What's the difference between these two?" And I said, "Well, they're the exact same thing. One's just bigger than the other."
Yeah, boy.
So could I have just gotten this one? Absolutely. Did I need both of them? Absolutely. So that's where those go for now. Right here, this is just a hanger that I have yet to decide where to hang up. Don't have a ton of wall space in here, but we'll get it hung up at some point. Moving on, this is just where all the bands go. I do have a set of rings back here. This is great. This is the 45-pound ruck plate that we used during Chad at the games. And then another specialty bar that is too long to really go anywhere else, so it belongs back in this corner. This bar absolutely destroys me when I'm squatting. So the reason you have any sort of cambered bar where it looks like this and the weights hang a little bit lower off your shoulders, it's gonna put the weight in a different place. And if you're off balanced or weak in any position, these bars will expose it. That's why we use specialty bars. Safety bar, another cambered bar over there. But this one specifically makes me feel so weak. Don't fall. Next up, just your traditional splice sled. Nothing really to that one. Sled's a great piece of equipment. In this corner, it's not very organized, but we have all the sandbags. 70-pound feed sack, 100-pound feed sack. These are cool because they're technically 100-pound bags, but Rogue sells rubber crumb, and then you can use ChatGPT to do the math to tell you how much sand and how much rubber crumb to put in to make a 70-pound bag. Could you do it on your own? You could probably figure out the math. But it's easier if you do ChatGPT. This vest is from this year's CrossFit Games when we used the throttle up, hammer down. First time using this one, it's Rogue's. and it is easily the best plate carrier I have used, hands down. I also have this one from 2017 games. It's not nearly as good, I promise. This one's way bulkier. This one's way better. We've got about a 60-pound sandbag. This is for crimp. 100-pound sandbag. 150, a 200, and then Rogue actually put these cool things. They've had these, but they weren't really selling them, or they were selling it under a different name. So these came out before the games, and I thought we might see them. There's a chance I think we see them at the Invitational. So pretty cool, soft kettlebells. I think if you were to travel and you're one of those people that want to bring weights, if you're going camping or whatever, this would definitely be it. Because they're not gonna roll around, they're not gonna break anything. Definitely the move. Right here, just a ballistic block. We've done burpees over those. At Wodapalooza, they benched on them, which is pretty wild. Yeah, that's a nice thing to have. I actually do all my box squats. So this is the perfect height for me. So that's always nice. Up here, ankle attachments for the cable machine. We've got the belt squat belt, which I'm gonna show you the main. This is the main thing. This is why you came here, was for the Rhino power rack, but you need the belt squat to work the belt squat. Okay. This wall is complete. We are on to my pride and joy, the Rhino Monster Power Rack, or the Monster Rhino Power Rack. I'm not sure what came first, the Monster or the Rhino. Okay, first up, gotta have an adjustable bench. Always have a flat bench and an adjustable bench. This one does a straight incline up to 85 degrees. Of course, it's got the adjustable lower and upper pieces. I do a lot of pressing and upper body work, so changing up the angles is always nice for my sanity and my shoulders. Oh, get this out of the way. Rhino Monster Power Rack. I went with this pull-up bar because based on the heights of the uprights that you could get off of Rogue, I wasn't gonna be able to get the next one up with my ceilings, unfortunately, but this pull-up bar allows me to do multi-grip, but I can also kip toes to bar if I need to do a training piece with kipping toes to bar. Unfortunately, there's no kipping pull-ups or anything like that, butterfly pull-ups in here, so I gotta go to the gym for that. But yeah, so that's the pull-up bar. I went with the massive J-cups because when you get a Monster Power Rack, that's what you do. The funniest thing when we were setting this up, I've never owned Monster. I've only had Monster Light. And the 1-inch bolts are absolutely insane. And this whole bolt, it is here just for this. Just this little piece right here, which is, it was hilarious. Me and my dad thought it was hilarious. Maybe you don't, and that's boring, but. Yeah, I got crossover symmetry. Always nice to have those. We have the Rogue plate here. One day, it'll be sick. We'll say pepper. That'd be cool one day. Lat pull down. So now that we're into the back of the rack, this is where things get crazy. The lat pull down is connected to the plate loaded Rhino in the back. So smooth as can be. Can you hear that? Ah, it's nice. So the lat pull down connects back to the Rhino. And then we have, this is where the belt squat is, but what's cool about this rack is the low row doesn't stay on here. You actually can attach it so that it's not in the way. Because if you were trying to squat in here, this is in the way, but it's fully detachable. And then to connect it, actually pull this and slide it right in there, and boom. Low row is already set up. And what else is pretty cool is inside here, there's like a dual cable system. So you are actually able to you technically could use both of these at the same time. I don't think you would need to, but you can. I think that's actually built for when they have, you can get this exact rack with a functional trainer, and what that has is on the uprights is more cable machines that are separate, so you can do like chest flies, that type of stuff. And then you can also get it with a plate stack, which is freaking sick. They just sit right in between these uprights, and then it's just chaos with the cables. It looks so sick though. So that's the low row. That's how that works. Let me take this off so I can show you. Belt squat. All right, you guys, drop a comment and let me know what piece of equipment you guys want me to get, and then I'll test it out and do a little review on it or something like that. So let me know. Back to the video. Another cool thing, like this is just for the like dip attachment. Like that is so big. It's so big. Same here with the pegs or any banded work. We do a lot of banded work, a lot of speed work. So those are pretty cool. Just, they're hefty, to say the least. Up here is where I store my spotter arms. It's nice, they fit right into this one. This is just the 24-inch depth. One day I will get the 30, I think it's 30. Maybe even one day the 40-inch depth, giving myself plenty of space. But onto the coolest part of the Rhino rack is the actual Rhino itself. It's Rogue's traditional Rhino, but it's built inside the rack. It's a pretty cool setup, the way you can do this. Let's say you're gonna go belt squat heavy. You're actually gonna put it onto this hook to give yourself plenty of give, so then it catches right there. So this is how much you can work with, so then you can then squat down, loop it into the belt, and then, I guess I can. Pretend I'm hooked into that. This lifts up as I stand up, pull this back, and then you start squatting. And when you're done with your set it up there, so then the weight's not at the floor, and you're not working from a dead stop position, because that would be difficult. Oh yeah. That also, yeah, because it's connected, that's why it felt weird. Let me try that again. It's the same thing that I showed you before, but the lat pull down is not. Oh yeah, now it sits out here like this. The lat pull down pulled it down when I did that. So, then when you're done, lift that up, slide that back. Sits back into there. Yep, this is my baby. Oh yeah, one more piece. Two more pieces, part of this. The Landmine attachment. I think Landmine is great. We don't do enough rotational stuff, so this is an easy way to get that in. And then this hefty beast right here, it's called the Pritchett pad. I remember when this came out when I was maybe 15, and I saw it and I was like, one day I'm gonna have a Pritchett pad. I just think it's epic for rows. You can do dumbbell rows, you can do barbell rows. The reason you have a Landmine on the same side is so you can do Landmine rows with those attachments right there. So you can use Pritchett pad, like I said, dumbbell or barbell attachments. Set that there. Use one of two of these. Also, I forgot to mention, these are all based aluminum, so they're really light, which is nice because not everything from Rogue is light, which is why it's awesome. But for cable attachments and stuff like that, definitely would prefer it to be light. So the way this works, can be. Get to the right one. Here, hit your rows. It's pretty sick. Next up, please buy my belt. It's a 2-boot belt and it has mountains on it and it's really cool. You should buy my belt. This is where I keep knee sleeves, extra jump ropes. Back here's a bunch of grips, just a full thing of grips. Because you can never have too many grips. Here's another specialty bar down here. I think it's the 16-inch camber, maybe. Can't remember exactly. This one is also brutal. Again, like I said earlier, when you squat, because the weight's hanging down, you hinge forward, the weights stay out here instead of up there. So the more you hinge, the weights are here, not back there. Very tricky. I really thought it cooled down on. Jump rope tools, RX Smart Gear. Just like little skills to learn the different things. Couple wall balls. This is just like the traditional storage you get from Rogue. It's the spacing on the name of this gauge steel, but oh, Echo. It's the Echo posts. 20-pound, 30-pound wall ball. What's this? Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Here is my assortment of grip work pieces and some collars. So big balls, little balls.
Are you serious?
Pinch blocks. So all of these things can either be placed onto a pull-up bar or placed onto kettlebell. So you can hang or hold like a farmer carry. And all of these go on to this. This is actually one of my favorite pickups. This is actually from Amazon. But you use the plate holder. Throw a plate on here. And then all you do is pick it up. But this thing rotates and spins. So you want to hold it like this, but as you pick it up, it straightens your hand to there. And once you find what you can pick up, you will not be able to go 5 pounds heavier. So that's the loading pin is awesome. You can connect all the other things I talked about, the pinch blocks, anything can connect to that. Dumbbells, kettlebells, pull-up bar. So grip stuff's fun. I have your, like the traditional grippers. This is the same thing that's over there. 3 of these. But this one doesn't have the Landmine, so I needed the Landmine version. Another grip tool. These are gnarly. Max hold with like even like 35-pound kettlebells, I think. Absolutely blows you up. You'll be sore for a while. Also, if you dig deep in the Rogue site, you can find this. Extension, so the opposite of what we're doing when we're gripping. We're doing extensors. This thing, because Matt Frazier in his garage gym tour said he had this thing, so everyone bought them and sold Amazon out of these things, and no one actually uses them. But if Matt Frazier had one, I have one. Tricep extension. Very nice. Fat grips, chains, ESC Endurance, ESC Mini, slant board, crash pads for when I lift heavy in here, because I'm renting. I don't want to ruin their house. All right, I gotta show you guys this one. All right, this is the Velocidor. The original is the Matador. This thing is so freaking cool. It's got, how many positions is that? 12 different dip positions just on this one dip bar. So if you come over here on this side, you can see kind of how this looks, where these insert, you got 3 different widths and then 4 different angles. So how this is gonna work, you just untwist this, you slide this out, it's got this little knob. So then choose your width, and then this is your traditional straight. This angle's out and down. This angle is out a lot more, and it's flat. And this one angles slightly up. So all of those positions at 3 different widths, which is pretty freaking cool. It's nice because the original Matador just had the outward angle, but this is kind of what the P-bars look like at the CrossFit Games in different competitions. So this is great for building strength in that exact position that we're training for at the games. Yeah, that was one of the first things in my cart. Right here, we have a bunch of jump ropes, lifting bands. So these bands are only used for lifting. Some of them get mixed up. No, look at, actually, someone put bands in the wrong freaking spot. That's the #1 rule. That's when people come work out here, I say stretching bands, lifting bands. Don't mess it up, and then everything else is free game. And someone messed it up. Soft box, hard box. I would like to get, when I have more room, the games boxes, the big, large foam ones, because when you do burpee box jump overs or burpee get overs on those, it's much harder because you gotta jump a lot farther. So trying to practice like that. Plug, new Mavericks, ignore how dirty they are. I took them on trail run. All right, on to the best part, barbells. I know I showed you 3 specialty bars, but tan Ohio bar. Technically this color is an operator bar, but it is the Ohio bar. I got Corinne a custom Bella bar for our anniversary. It says Mrs. Pepper, and down here on the sleeves it says Corinne's bar. Pretty fun. I don't know if that's what she wanted for her anniversary, but that's what she got. We have curl bar, and with the black Cerakote stainless steel on the sleeves. C70 bar, so just a shorty bar. Typically only see these at Tier Wadapalooza because we use the C70S at Rogue and Games. That's the barbell that has this length of sleeve, but this length shaft.
Hey, yo!
Farmer carry handles, and then this bar is freaking cool. It's a heavy sucker. Just a multi-grip, but it has bearings and the whole get up, and it's fully customizable. So those that box that I was like, oh, we'll get to that later. It's another set of handles for this, so I wanted to add a third. They have different angles on each of these, and then you can obviously customize the width throughout the whole thing. I think this one is probably angled a little bit more than these ones, and then those ones are in between these two. So I'll put it right there, so you can really target anything. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this bar a lot. I tried putting it in the wrong way.
That's what she said.
Next up, plates. I went with the weight tree this time instead of the traditional storage, just like move it around. But then I accumulated a lot of plates and this got really hard to move around. So I'd recommend plate storage that fits that. If you have a lot of plates, if you maybe have a little less plates, I'd go with the weight tree again, so it's easy to move around. Still nice, so we can use the space, and if they can go somewhere where we don't need to go. But 15s, 10s, a couple different kinds, a lot of competition plates, but then also your traditional just black plates. These ones are from the 2025 CrossFit Games. These, maybe there somewhere else. I also have a set from the 2024 Games, and my goal, I would love to accumulate plates from each Games and Rogue Invitational that I go to. I think that'd be, like, that's the coolest way. They give us like a pin or a coin, sorry, a coin at each CrossFit Games that you go to, that's awesome. But these are like really big, heavy coins and they're cooler. Okay. Onto the machines, this side of the gym. We have the Rogue Echo Rower. This thing's awesome. Just because I beat you all so bad in the open announcement, 25.3 on an Echo Rower, everyone thought they were easier. I can promise you, everyone did not say they were easier after they used them. It's the exact same thing as a Concept 2. They did it, they calibrated it for that purpose. So, but I love this thing. Do you remember the feeling when you got on an Echo bike from an assault bike the first time, where it was just like big and beefy? That's kind of the feeling with this, except I would say the Echo bike counts a little bit different from the assault bike, obviously. This counts the same, but it just feels sturdy, which is awesome. And it stores like this, which is pretty cool. Folds up, unfolds very easily, easy to get around. We've got ski erg. It's a ski erg, not much to say about that one. Echo bike, because I'm the king, you know. C2 bike erg. Again, not much to say there. GHD, a couple extra plates. That box right there was the rubber crumb I was talking about when you fill the feed sacks or sandbags. If it's a little like looser, you want it to, gotta watch my words here. When you want to fill the bag all the way up and make sure that it is snug, rubber crumb is definitely the way to go. Oh, yes. Let me pull out these so I can show you the foldable reverse hyper. Rogue partnered with Westside Barbell to make this reverse hyper. If you guys don't know the story on the reverse hyper, it's pretty sick. Louis Simmons, founder of Westside Barbell, the greatest powerlifting coach ever. He broke his back when he was competing and was trying to figure out the best way to keep his back healthy and get back to where he was. So he invented the Westside, or just the reverse hyper. Yeah, I'm probably butchering the story, but go check it out. There's a documentary on YouTube, it's sick, the Louis Simmons one. Absolute freak. But this is the collaboration of Westside and Rogue. So super nice because it folds right out. You need to make sure it's locked. If you get this, make sure it locks into place. There we go. Twist the pin. Boom, locks in. Smaller weight horns, just because again, it is foldable. So steel plates are best for this. Yeah, this is super convenient. If you have any sort of back problems, I highly recommend a reverse hyper. You can also get the big beefy ones that Rogue has, which are sick. If I have more room, that's what I will do next. But super nice to have. I always make Corinne do this because she has some back issues. Love this thing, love it, love it. Got some parallettes back here. Got to put the Rogue sticky goat tape, whatever that is, on them because it looks sick. Rice bucket for grip. Did I miss anything? I think that's pretty much it. That is the garage gym tour. Oh yeah, I did miss something. And actually the last piece of equipment is a yoke. This hangs out outside. It pained me to put together a brand new yoke and then leave it outside. But it's just, I got the tall one, which I highly recommend you get the tall one so then you can also do overhead carries, which are great, but it doesn't go in and out of the garage very well. So it sits outside, but it's powder coated. It lasts forever. It's because it's freaking Rogue. So this chills out here. But all right, I think that's about it for the garage gym. I think I got everything. Let me know if you didn't. Let me know if you have questions about different pieces of equipment. I would love to answer them, what I use them for, different workouts that you could maybe do with that piece of equipment. But yeah, I love equipment. I love the garage, and nothing's better than Rogue. I promise you that. If you're gonna buy gym equipment, why would you go anywhere else? This is the place. But I think that's all. I hope you guys like this video. Hopefully we're doing another one soon. There's even more equipment. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe, do all those things. Thanks for watching.